Everything you're listening to here, the strings, that dubby stab, and this bass were all created by sending a very short pulse of noise into the Resonator, great name from Eraldo Synths. The drums are just clean samples, but I thought this was a good way of showing you that this is a really flexible tool, that this can be used for tone creation as well as sonic manipulation. It's the fourth in their series of effects pedals made in conjunction with 112 dB or 112 dB. There's also the echo-located delay, the night verb, which not surprisingly is a reverb, and the Zeno drive, you guessed it, an overdrive and distortion pedal. And I'll run through what I did in that little demo, because that will give you a good understanding of what we've got in here and how it works, because essentially we've got 10 Karplus Strong oscillators, a bit like what you get in Platts. I say a bit like it's not identical, a bit like what you get in Platts and everything else that's got a Platts style Karplus Strong oscillator in it. Because the underlying algorithms of all of those were first developed by Kevin Karplus and Alex Strong back in 1983 as a way of creating plucked string and percussive tones by exciting a resonator digitally. This is their original research paper, and this is how you do it. Simple, really. Oh, and there's more, even simpler. But what they didn't consider in this is people putting all sorts of input signals in to create all manner of effects, which is what we've got here. In this, the input signal goes through 5 stereo pairs. So we've got 10 resonators in total. Plus we've got a resonant low-pass filter, and we've got control of each of the resonators. This is the root, and we can see the root note changing there. And then these are offsets, so that's the main one, and then 4 offsets. And with these offsets, we can select the interval between it and the root note. So -9, -10, -11, that's an octave below. Let's put this one on 2 octaves up. There we go. And then as we play it or move this, they'll all move accordingly. And you can play this via MIDI, which is exactly what I've been using in that intro track. The key step 37 is sending MIDI note data to the Resonator, and then that's sending it via MIDI through into the Artemis. So if we look at the Resonator, the root note, as I play the chords or play the notes, changes. But on the Artemis itself, all we're playing is this. Let's just listen to the Artemis. That's just a very simple noise click, about as simple as you can get. But as I bring this in, and this is what I was using in that intro for those chords. Just hitting it at the start of every bar, slightly changing the cutoff, and every note seems to feel different. It's got a real organic quality about it. And of course, if you wanted to change the notes on that, let's put this onto it. Let's make it into a minor 7th rather than a major 7th. So we'll chuck this up to there. Are we in this one here? Is that on the E? No. Got to find which is which. Should have read it really, shouldn't I? It does say it. There we go. So this should be a minor 7. And it is. If I want to save that, let's just go into the menu, patch, OK, save as, and if I type in, well, I can't be bothered typing in a name, so let's make a magic name, lo-fi twig, save, and that's saved in the next available position. There's a much easier way of setting these intervals using a MIDI keyboard. If we come into the main menu, scroll down to MIDI settings, scroll down to MIDI chord, and put that on. Now when I play something, I'll just show you that again. I'm setting the chord via MIDI. Or let's go into a major 7th again. And the notes are set depending on the order you hit the keys. So let's try another. And then just save them as your different chords. Or you could attempt to play the chords. It is possible. Just got to be careful which note you press first. So try and get your root note in a fraction of a second before the others. Well, that's working, isn't it? Nice. There's a load of really nice presets in there, and I'll go through some of them in a minute. But the second tone that you heard in that intro track was like a dubby stab, and that was just a simple minor chord. So very similar to what we've just done. That was it. Made in exactly the same way, but with a minor chord. If we look at these, you can see what note it's playing. I don't know if the camera's picking that up particularly well, but you know what's happening by now, don't you? And the final tone was the bass. And again, what was it called? Octave bass. This was it. And this is made in exactly the same way. And you can get some really thunderous basses out of this. If I bring this in here, that negative polarity gives you all the odd harmonics. So this sounds more like a square. Let's knock these up higher. Let's put that an octave up. Maybe knock this one down an octave. Well, that's low, isn't it? You're never going to get like a funky bass line out of it, but for something nice and moody and a little bit strange, it's great. It was something like this on that intro track. And I think the only thing I've not showed on the front panel yet is this shift knob, and this shifts the right hand signal up or down by 24 semitones. So just a little bit of sonic mayhem for you. It comes with a whole bunch of really nice presets made by Eraldo Bernocchi. I'll just play through a couple of these because they just give a good idea or a good flavour of the amount of variation you can get from it. And again, I'm just playing a really simple tone from the Artemis. I like changing the pitch of these on the fly to get some effects that you can't really get on anything else. all sorts of madness, you just can't easily get anywhere. Just changing the tone slightly. Love all that. Let's try this infinite there. This is lovely. So again, just something like that. Ooh. I think that'll play forever. So we can get nice big lush things. Let's try some percussion. Staying on brand with the LXR from Erica Synths as well. These look great together, don't they? I did try and do the whole demo with just these two things because they look so good, but it didn't do the Resonator justice because it's got so many more things it can do than just drums. Anyway, let's listen to some hi-hats through it. This one's called Hi-Hat Enhancer. It's bypassed at the minute. It's the clean hi-hats. This gain's great as well. I'll play it with a kick in a minute, but we've got this nice 24 dB gain, plus we've got a compressor in there as well. And you get really nice pumping effects, but let's stick to the hi-hats for now. So here's the effect. In full effect. Let's turn that into open hats all the way. Play with the envelope follower as well. So we've got amount of envelope follower. So we've got 0 envelope follower now. Adding the envelope follower. Then that, playing with that and the decay and the dampening gives you all sorts of different rhythms. And we've also got, I should show you in here. Let's just make it a little bit nicer. There we go. In the menu, we've got envelope attack times, so you can adjust the attack and the release of this envelope follower. You can't hear it much on this tone, but it's nice to have the ability to play different things with that. So obviously we can then play around with the tuning. So you can tune it to your particular track or play it, and then all the stuff that I love doing with it. And all these are MIDI controllable, so if you've got precise values you want to go to via your DAW, you can do that. I'm going to sample that, that's brilliant. Lovely effect. It's gone to a bell now. It's great, isn't it? Let's try another effect. There's one called Robotizer here. I mean, I'm just messing about here, seeing what pops out. Oh, crisp, that, innit? Hope it's not all being distorted while I've been playing. Let's try to kick through it then. So I'll take the hi-hats out, voice, hi-hats, mix. Put them back into the stereo and put the kick into the Resonator out of the second stereo output pair. And then here, number 1 is singing kick. So I'll just turn the gain down for now. Because if those hi-hats distorted, this is definitely going to distort. That's that compressor I was telling you about. That's amazing, isn't it? That's just the gain from the input. The effects bypassed here. Bring in the effect. Of course, we can tune it. So you can tune it through your track again. Someone hitting some handrails down a staircase. Play with this envelope falling out. Some thunderous kicks out of this. I've got to say, I love this game. Big reverb kick. The more you play with it, the more you find you can do with it. So should we take a look at a couple more of the presets? Don't want to go through every single thing in this, but yeah, I'll get the Artemis out again. I'll just go through a couple more presets and play some synth tones. Bypassed all the effects on the Artemis. This is it clean. And bring in the Resonator. Really strange, ethereal sort of reverb, a bit like a spring reverb. Let's try this reverb. Let's turn it on. should say that all this is controllable via MIDI. So you could do this via your DAW. Automated. Ooh, nice key change. Let's try the shimmer style effect. Yeah, what I'm realizing that I really like about it is with different tones, you're getting different types of resonance coming through. You're getting little peaks and troughs here and there. It can be a bit uncontrollable if you're not careful with the resonance on the filter. You can sometimes get a bit of a spike, but generally you get these nice little variations in the tone from key to key. Keep careful there. So there you have it, the Resonator from Eraldo Synths. It's a resonator, but not as we know it. I really like this. It's got a lot more going for it than you initially suspect. As you start playing with it, you get some crazy tones from those presets. But once you start understanding how it works, how the presets have been set up really cleverly to work with different styles of tones, and then you start experimenting it, it just opens itself up into being a really, really interesting and fun little bit of kit. So I hope that was of some use to somebody somewhere. If it was, please do subscribe, ring the bell, join me over on Patreon. I've got patches, samples, tutorials and other little goodies. Also do take a look at my starskycarr.com website. Again, patches, samples, there's free stuff, there's free stuff, there's cheap stuff, there's whole sample packs in there. So do take a look at that. And as I always say, every little does help. So thanks for staying to the very end, and I will see you next time.